Right. Hey, Cherry Bars. Thank you for sending me this picture here. This is a very good shot that I'm going to use to help explain some things. Yes. Good evening, folks. Good morning. Good afternoon. Wherever the hell you are, just have a day of it. Don't let the day live you. Live it yourself. Don't live in fear. Yeah, I'm going to explain this one to you. There's a lot of natural phenomenon going on over here in an unnatural way. I'll show you how they did this. I'll try to explain it. I know what this cloud is doing. It's doing something very naturally it would do with the given conditions in a microwave matrix. Right, it's 2102, it's 27th day, 10th month, 2022. Right, that kind of puts me in the mode. So what here is this is a very interesting cloud, and I've got a lot of shots sent in. It started with a Sufen sunrise picture, made me aware of it, so I popped it on my wall. And you guys continually, all day long, kept sending me pictures of this cloud. And I gotta say, yeah, Sharon White, well done on your documentation here. And I'm gonna use yours too, because yours gives a great shot at the distance here. Right, Geo clouded the hell out of this. Right, as this cloud went up, it was extremely cold. I watched it. It rose so quick that it actually created a boiling wake off the site. Almost like a nuclear bomb will do this with a heated one. But the cloud itself can only go so high. Where if the updraft of this took it any higher, that would actually disappear. That's why in the nuke, when it goes out, it goes up higher. That toroid just disappears. Well, this thing's just boiling. It's just actually it's bumped up against the top of where this cloud could not normally ever go again. Right? This cloud can only form on a certain layer on the outside of this main one. Right? This is a great shot of this, by the way. Thank you so much. And you see it going on in several layers. This is happening here now. That's the outside piece, like one of these, as they make one on top of the other of this type of formation of cloud in between different layers of atmosphere. They just create the dynamics in between each flow, right? That at that layer of the atmosphere of its conditions, the adjusting of the chemical catalyst and EMF can make this happen. And it got cold. It's the only data I've been able to affirm. I didn't quite catch it because I fell asleep, man. I needed it bad. It was great. So this thing is actually sitting sideways now, like a smoke ring in place, right? Just the convections, like a convection heater, goes up to the top of the room, comes over, goes up, comes down, and around like that. Well, it's doing that on the site here. And if you look at this one here back again, we'll go to Chip. Well done with this, by the way. Thanks for tipping me off. So it was important I posted these. I was going to watch this today. This is doing many things at once. I'm going to just start with the smoke ring looking thing on the outside, right? It's in place. Now this could go no higher, so it flattened on the top, right? That I don't call that a square. That's just a had to happen. Every thunderhead would do this. Gets up to a certain height, it can't go any higher for the dynamics of the cloud, so it spins off a tail. But the tail isn't just a cloud streamering off. It's actually rotating sideways like this, like a tornado in the air or an eddy in the sky. And that's what this is doing. And the convections are actually pulling this in quite deep. It's pulling the vapors of this. So something here could be catalyzing and coming in. Can this be done? This outside ring with chem? Absolutely. But you see that vapor there? That's that high up piece. This little, what's that in the background? That's actually this. Excuse me a minute. That's actually this vapor. So this person had a hell of an angle. They were under that actually. Or took it at a time when this had actually branched out under it and must have really dropped some hail. And this would have been the end that would have been tornadic because it would have been moving that direction. I could tell this by all the leanings that are going on. Yeah, she's leaning hard. So the upper level's kind of just done the trapezoid on it. Right, you got a lot of individual chem plumes here. Boo, boo, boo. Each one of these can be done with a pellet or an individual vehicle. And you can see right here, this one here is a damn bust. You see the 1, 2, 3 dots right there. Looks a lot like these delta formations I show very often. This is nearly a bust of a chem bomb formation right here where I'm looking. This is a fantastic picture. So I would like to have permission to save this right now. This is a bust. This is a bust. I'm just going to put bust. Right, that is a very important picture you took. This is why I always say thank you for sending me. And some of them I do post them on my wall. So you guys might say, I see that from another angle. Well done. Thank you. See a little bit of pluming going on in the top. That's an odd one. So maybe you have a device here actually deploying a plume to make the rest of this crown happen. They're going to get this up high. You're stacking one on top of another, on top of another, of natural boiling dynamics of toroids are fitting in place. Smoke rings in a square microwave matrix. You can see one of the edges of the square here, seen on this side here. And you can see it at, oh, there was a great one here. If I go back a bit, right, get off this. If I do this right, I'm not going to close too many screens. Right, if you look back here, I get a good zoom back shot on this. Yes, thank you, Nikki Lee, for mentioning me a comment. You start to see the square forms. Now, if I go up here to the national, right, this was happening off the coast here, right. I don't really have that particular plume, but you could see some being formed here off the coast and sustained. This would be a great example of making one of those. And that percussion ring that you often see can also be that toroid smoke ring floating in place. And that eventually will dissipate. You won't see that. But when you see that toroid, you know that thing is starting to rotate and she's going to pop down some badness. You see these kind of heavy microwaves here can induce these kind of clouds that you're seeing right down here. I know it didn't happen here. What that happened was over here. I'm off this coast here. Like I said, I ain't got an active image of it, right? I'm honest. You have to tell these things. But you could see that it's very possible this is the same storm off to sea here. Right, I don't have definitive proof of that, but she'd be heading that direction. That's about the amount of time that would have gone. And is it possible to see that from here? Absolutely. It's that high up in the air. It's not that far where you wouldn't see it. But it would be very much in a distance. So there's a chem bomb one there. See if I got my keyboard turned on. Here we go. There's some boom boom plumes going off right here. So I wanted to talk about this cloud a bit because it's important that we try to think about natural cloud formations and how are they being reproduced in man-made ways. Hey, there's the Gates logo again. Hey, have some windows. And it's just starting. But there's another cloud deployed over the top of it, right? So this chem will have the dynamics to cause the flow for both of these. And eventually these will merge. And as they merge, they'll do a little dance, which causes a rotation, which is never good for life underneath those things that are happening. You know, that's a very unusual cloud right here out in the middle of what I'm looking at is the Tasman Sea as they're blowing up a storm. Look at how this is moving along. Excuse me a minute. It's very sensitive, this mouse. It's moving. It's stationary. It's not like flowing with the flow. It's going with its own flow like we should do in life. It seems like it's being controlled. It looks like it to me. Look at it yourself. You have to do your determining. Yeah, it definitely it warrants full disclosure what's just happened here in international waters over these fish headed towards anywhere in life. That is. It looked like that ain't a meteor coming in during the shower. You know, big bolide. It's a chem bomb going off and some kind of a device that had to propel itself to stay in place. There's no way a natural thing would, even a balloon without propulsion would just go along with it. And that's a hell of a breeze up there. There's not a little bit of wind going on it. That's moving over 100 plus mile an hour on that particular level. And if something down low is held slower, it'll cause a hell of a quick spin, like pulling a string on the top. I'm trying to explain this in way. So there's the string at the top. Now I'm pointing at it. Okay, you start to understand. You're staying with me here. Now some of the images I'm seeing from above, I don't want to open my messenger to pull them up. So you can pop them on this post on my main wall. I'll see them. And I might even be able to look at them right now. Okay, this is an important cloud to explain dynamics because we see this type cloud all over the world. So you guys did such a great job documenting this. And this is off coast. This is actually being lit in a sunset. The mountains will be behind here. Like if I was standing here, I'd be looking up, but the mountains would be at my back, actually over my right shoulder. I've been here. I know the lay of the land. And it's going to be lit by the mountain light too as well. So you'll get some shadows. Like this dark spot here might be a shadow from that because the sun's at just the right angle to give a lot of definition as clouds. It's the perfect time of day to take a picture of this actually. It's well done. Yeah, it was very important. That's why I kind of been baiting it along all day. You guys, I showed this and you guys, I was encouraging actually, not baiting. You would put this on you. Baiting is making somebody lose their cool and do something stupid. Yeah. I'm very patient on that. Yeah, so the flat top of this would be caused naturally, actually.
as it couldn't rise any higher than that, sustain itself, so it began to boil. But the square edges of these cuts are the EMF matrix. You see the bzzz from the microwaves, this type activity that I could show right here, which you actually see some of it still going on here. It's hard to pick up. Take these towns off here. Now this is nearly exactly where that happened. I've seen all the pictures. They were from all. It was seen far inland. This wasn't a low level cloud. This took a lot of effort to make. Thank God they didn't do that over land. I'm telling you. This thing was going to spin off. They have to dissipate the energy of what's coming on land to make room for what's coming. Those standing waves right there are evidence of chem going through a microwave matrix. Bzzz, interference pattern, like ripples on a pond. And they'll form in very particular. Like if I hold one there, it's going to keep forming there on and off. And this is when they form here, then here, then here, then here. That's telling me you got a crisscross of microwaves. You might have two stations. You might have Marburg or one of them up here interfering with Grafton. That's very easy for Grafton to reach up here. You know, when I see stuff like, I'm going to take their pants down. Yeah, let's take their pants down. Like when you see these glitches like this, one here, and I go over here like this, that's evidence that that glitch is causing electromagnetic perturbation of the atmosphere. That's actually nucleated cloud condensates. Yeah, I told you this one's going to be a little more advanced. It's Geo-engineering 102. Yeah, this is a second year. Is it 201? I don't know. All it is the whole sky looks like a number 2 lately. You could see all of the glitch. And the glitches are moving the weather again. Yeah, they're moving the weather again. The rich, they're competing. This is nearly the wicked glitch of the East, because it's such guilty of soft beaming and moving things around these points to split the eddies off that I'd call spitting offs. You guys are going to learn my terms. But if you learn my terms, you'll understand. Because, well, I don't have to learn their terms. Their terms are sold to people that are telling you lies in their forecasts. Yeah, I ain't a big fan of lies. What we got beaming here? Howdy, I'll call Gurley. It's the swirly girly of Cal Gurley. It is. It's spinning this direction. Watch. You can see the rotation. Should be able to actually pick that up. Yeah, I'm going to just go through now. I want to have a good look at this cloud. I'm trying to think of how to describe the next thing. And there is a next thing. Oh, you're getting fried. Western Australia. Look at the amount of geo-engineered cloud cover of your nation, you guys. It's gone across the whole thing. Like, if this thing was going from here to here and it was a truck, you'd get a speeding ticket, man. It's not cool. It would have had to stop and take a break. Why? Because it slows down you getting your stuff. Oh, wait a minute. Here we go. Keeping everybody safe with the non-gravitational wave interacting here with a square one. Fried. Why did the chicken cross the road? 'Cause it was getting fried. The chicken be running in front of this one. I say there, boys. You get a foghorn leghorn. Maybe I need to listen to what he sounds like again. I'll get that one. I used to be able to do it quite well. Yeah, look at this boom, boom, plume riding the backside of this. He got a balloon on the backside. It's like surfing the backside of a wave. Look. And it's took the fourth curl in, actually. It's got the first one leading. If this was a wave and you were on the beach and you were on a surfboard, watch this. Now I got an explanation for some of my, the Byron Bay, the surfers for a group that I'm no longer allowed to talk in because I don't love Donald Trump. Somebody fired me. Look at the chem bombs going off right here. I'm going forward. And she's riding the curl, man. Watch her go in. So this balloon is doing, she's dropping payloads as she goes. The great white shark method of geo. Boom, 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 boom. Backwards, 10-minute jumps. Expose the 28. Hashtag the 28. Exposing hashtags. Hashtag ban. Hashtag ban. Now here's the real one. Hashtag exposed the 28, 'cause the things that they did weren't great, just like the Geo. And when you're hiding things that is called a lie. Government with transparency, everything should be clear before our eyes, including documents hiding just what's in our skies. Labels on our milk, so we do not die. And everything in our sky should be for everything under the sun. And why should we block things just because someone makes money and everything under the sun deserves the sun. Yeah, that's where I wanted to go. And if you do not like it, you can kiss my bum because the domino effect is in your sky. If you don't believe in chem bombs, it's okay. From many things you'll die. You don't have to believe a train is fast and that it might hurt. You can stand in front of the tracks. I guess something goes squirting when you see the diamond formation just like this. And then you go to a day and you say, hey, there it is. And you go, holy fucking shit. Something's going on. I guess man-made clouds are real. My kid can go to college. He can have a job because of controlling the... If we don't stop this, man, go ahead and send your kid to learn how to do this. He can get a job on the ground floor. Because, man, we're all going to be floating. The ground floor might have like a raft. I would suggest that we just build our trailers and stuff with good poles in the ground, and you make it like a floating dock, and you make some kind of a break in front of it to catch all the logs coming down a mountain, because if you won't let them cut them down, they'll just pick them up in a big pile and waste them that way. Yeah, there's quite a geostorm they brewed up here. I bet it was hell out sea. I really do. You got some hellacious hails along this corridor in here. That's kind of predictable because you blasted here, you blasted there, you blasted there, you shockwaved all the chem, whammo, down she came. You guys could have set firecrackers off, boom, 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 and sent a shockwave of sound up into the sky to actually make the hailstones smaller. You can have those gardens with the PCV hoops on them. I seen them with one of the PCV hoops. You actually hooked to your irrigation bits and it had holes in it. Well, that thing will also hold a Kevlar sheet or something that could protect your stuff from the hailstones. And, well, on super duper chem days, to be able to cover your leaves of lettuce might not be a bad idea. You want to listen to your heavy metal, not eat it. And the wicked glitching bastard over here is frying something. It's ringing in everybody's ears. I never went to a concert. They say I have tinnitus. What the fuck is up with that? They're beaming you. They're beaming you. And that is that. Hey, BOM, get honest. Give a warning. I want sleep. And hey, Higgins, I think you are a creep because you don't allow people to talk about what's needed. And that's why they hide things. And we have to have Chalketeers. Hashtag exposed 28. And we have to greet it with open arms and open ears. We hanging day. Hanging day, man. What happened to hanging day? We all hang out in front of gate B. Hanging day. There's many definitions to get away with saying, hey, we need a good old hanging day. How about gate B over there at Government House over there in Queensland and Brisbane? Bring your truck. Go there alone. Film yourself saying the words that need to be said. The words are, this government is mine. Do as we say. You are a representative. You are not a god. Thank you. Big love, peace out kind of thing, That is all. That is all. Get Radar O'Reilly. Put one in the post off. Yeah, attention, incoming numbnuts. Hey, we are still here. We're not going to go away just because you changed the name on the door, okay? It still says Dr. Knuckenfutz there, just underneath there. You got to be Knuckenfutz to think you're going to get away with all these cross flows going on in here. A ways and towards the next rad shouldn't look this chaotic, okay? That usually is chem bomb indications of cross flows. Yeah, cross flows. And this one here will be a single radar's image. I don't know. There's no overlap where I go. I can't quite do it determining because that's what Windy's showing now. I told you I'd find a different way to show this. I know you're dying to know your weather and all. But talking about this cloud is more important. It is. You got to understand what's around you. And any one of these could spit off as any time as an individual cell. Each one of these has got a cut. Each one of these has a coma around the outside. That's kind of known. It's ready. Each one of these can spin off as an individual spinner. And as this wildly spins out of the way, because they got some hellacious wind, that could slingshot off and in almost like a ball out of a cesta. Or that game you play with the wiffle ball on the beach and you throw it back and forth with that curved thing tied on your arm, in hand. Yeah, I call it a cesta. Think of that game, highlight. They're playing highlight in the skies, man. Think about that. And that's the pelota. That'll be for some of the people in South America that follow my work. Yeah. See what I mean? See what I mean, my friend? Yeah. That's the pelota. The dynamics of the EMF is the cesta. And the spinning of the storm is the arm of the player. And depending upon the direction of the turns his arm in his hand, He can aim that ball where he wants and ricochet it off other things. And he could do it with empty air. Yeah, and cause it eddies and flows and bumps and nudges. That was me explaining something to somebody else. There's a lot of shadow games going on in here, but this one piece of this is very odd. I'm not quite sure about that part. That could actually be a ship deploying, or some kind of a gondola, or whatever, a vessel, whatever it does that holds a payload. Well, I have to use nautical terms when you're in international waters and you're under maritime law, so that would be called a vessel. Yeah. We don't know what it's shipping. If it's in the middle of payloading, that's my boat kind of fucking thing. And it's not just a shadow. Okay, that's an oddness. And even the rectangle in front of it. This is a very important image, actually. I would love an original copy of this emailed to me so I could really get a high pixel zoom up of this one. Very important picture you took there, Cherry Bars. You were compelled by the oneness to put this into the eyes of the big oneness. So all of us are the big oneness. Let's put our minds on this one. Anybody got a shot of this particular part of this cloud? That behind it's a shadow. Not beyond a shadow of a doubt, that's a shadow. But that is an oddball. It should have put a shadow there. So it's kind of like going, you could see it through a haze of cloud. So there'll be some kind of almost like that kind of a light cloud in front of it. This was an extremely important thing that was sent to me today. Yeah, we got videos of it, but I think the still images are more important. I'm going to keep the sound down. See, it's really, this is 3 minutes. Oh, let's hear what they have to say. I hope you don't mind I just did this. It's not going to do it while I'm plugged into my Yeti. So I need my studio stuff hooked up so I can play all these and hear it. I'm hearing something. It sounds very windy. See it off in the distance? The stream to well off. Boy, is that going to spit something bad. This ain't cool. It's going to do a lot of dynamics out to sea. Imagine that's that other one I showed. Some heavy spraying up top. Oh, no, that one's in front of this one. It's getting different sunlight. Yeah, that's what that is. The shadow of this is actually casted onto that. You got some drippy chemtrail coming down here. Got the Bill Gates logo one here. You see it? Right up top. Flower of death forming. Right there. 1, 2, 3, 4 booms right there. See a tower cloud forming? I suspect there's something in those that have chem. I'm going to go back a second. This is such very important videos you guys send me, I'm telling you. No idea. I do look. See it right here? I seen these when I was flying over the equator a lot. It's almost like they send something straight up. The dingus. All right, I'm going to let that go by. It's something I give a lot of thought to, and I ain't fully determined it. But when a whole bunch of those next to each other get together, they make a huge system very suddenly. I suspect drone swarms. Those little ones. Yeah, the batteries last a lifetime. They're almost like disposables to the military, when they just waste shit anyhow. They leave bombs in the ground. Like they find 50 years later. They're not very good at cleaning up. That's a big old thick mass of crap there that just went by. My God. Yeah, this is an important zoom. Right. Microwave edge on this thing. This button. This thing's pulling, it's twisting its tendril off. The shove and butt move is pushing it out. While it's going up, it's made a circle with a square to reflect the square edge of this. This is a hell of a toroid here, and this is an absolute geo-engineered storm. Look at the steps of the cake. Each one of these is making one of these things here. It goes out, and then it dissipates. It is consumed into this layer. Eventually, this gets into that, and it's possible another one forms under this one. It's almost a lenticular effect, but in this case, it's a smoke ring. It can't go no higher. And because it's the tendril here, she's not full round. She's being stretched. They squeeze in the pastry bag. They're moving the water. The water's being moved. As the cloud, they don't care if that dies somewhere. That's almost another shot of that from another angle. When you zoom back, you got a different perspective. It's almost like you moved and you took a few minutes to take this shot. I'd be very curious if I'm correct about that. It almost looks like the state of Connecticut's outline, just to use my Imagineering. What's up, Doc? Jesus, that ain't the buzzards flying. They're like legs, man. And it's like, oh my. Yeah, my Imagineering loves to look at clouds. Look at the vortices in these right here. This top here has got a lot of chemical catalysts in it doing this. Highly electric. You did a great job.
And I do a whole show going over your picture. I'm satisfied. And I hope you guys are doing okay. Yeah, it's just rain, man. Get over it. That's kind of cool looking. You're like a Martian. Beep, 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 beep. On the hillside. Yeah. With a bird head. See the beak? Come on, man. Get with me, man. If you ain't looking at your hillside, enjoying the shapes of your trees, just relax. Oh, wow, man. There's a cool cloud. Don't be dying over it, but thank you for sending it to me. Hey, I hope I did justice with your pictures. Now I'm going to go off this, or I'm going to talk about it all day. Right? I'm going to leave that running, or the video will end. Right? I'm now going to. Oh yeah, we left that one. No, we're gonna cancel that. Okay, let's go to Windy now. What the hell is still playing, making noise? Okay, well, we'll goodbye to you, and yeah, we might keep you up. Thank you for your sends. Now, don't go blowing up my message or sending everything. I kind of like to do a post every few days where I'll say, please send me blah, blah, and try to post it there. It makes my life easier. But I thought that did the job. Thanks, Sue, for pointing that out. I couldn't find your video. I showed it too. What do you think, John? So that was a good one. We was talking about that cloud earlier. Yeah, she found it interesting as well. I hope she woke up from her nap. She's not feeling too well. Told her not to eat that burrick. Man, it's just got some bad oil in it. Stay away from that when you're there. Plenty of good food. Right, over the next 24 hours, I'm just going to get into the forecast part. So give me a moment. I have to have a drink of water. It's a very useful formation for all the rain to come into. Right, as this thing over the next 24 hours, it's going to really fill up the Vunt. You're going to really see some heavy falls through here, but nothing like what you've seen over the past few weeks. Some places are going to have, with pinpoint accuracy, flood very particular key points that are wanted for big farms. Somebody didn't get to buy it in an auction. I think they're going to get them now. But that's just none of my business and opinion. And over the 10 days, Australia, it's looking really bad. Yeah, it's very, very, very heavy rain scattered over quite a short period of time between these 5 days here, up here. How can they leave you out? That tells you this is where the EMF is going to push. When you start seeing them leave a section out, you know you're going to get it later, because they have to turn it off eventually. Right? The event's actually going to happen about 3 days after, 2 or 3 days after this. You're going to watch these totals are going to rise, because the added up of the days that are coming are going to go on. That was part of that 16-day forecast I gave you when I knew I was going to have to go do some things. This is a very, very soggy nation. Tasmania ain't forgetting you. It's just you don't fit on the map well. So I'll do you on a side. Your next 24 hours, wet. Next 12 hours, and not too bad. You can still do some stuff, but be careful on them mountain roads, because it's going to get rough. And then you're going to start seeing some very heavy falls through the Queenstown area and up here. Right, it's pretty much just steady on. Right from here, and then not too much. Right, you're only getting maybe a centimeter between 24 hours now and the next 3 days. So most of your falls then, and you're going to start getting a whammo. And I'm talking a big whammo, right? So we'll be watching these totals where you start picking up about 4 centimeters every 3-4 days, depending upon your exact location. So it's going to get a bit rough up there, but it looks like you're used to it. Got a lot of creeks, means you have lots of floods in an area and very steep mountains. When you see a lay of a land with a lot of creeks like this, you know that's what's going to be on the land. If you was flying over here in a spaceship, you would see something like this. You go resources, right? You think mountains, you think minerals, you think, yeah, you would. In all the movies, you see this. And I would too. I would look at this and say, yeah, that's not a bad spot. There might be something there. Everything's about right. There's a valley where things would have sifted out, Yeah, let's get everybody off of there. If you was an alien flying into this world, you'd pick that spot. There's a few spots you'd pick, actually. You'd want that whole area there. You want this whole mountain range through here. Yeah, even the look of it from the sky is loaded. You want this trough. You want it bad. You want what's sifted into this valley. You just want to scoop the sand and fly off to another world and process it. If you was an alien. Through here, you would want the people. Right? Because they're so fucking cool. Yeah, man. They're like a resource. You would save them somewhere safe. Yeah, I was told somebody I would show the Golden Triangle. Man, you guys are absolutely going to get smashed. But not quite right away.
over the next 10 days, you got some time actually. You should have 2 or 3 days where you really don't get much of nothing. And you should really take this time to center yourselves. Because there's over that in this next 2-week period after this, you're going to get tested. I've been trying to keep it nice. Because it's hard to tell these things. But, I don't get paid to do this, so I can tell it how it is. And this is bad. This was geoengineer stuff, Geoengineering could do some amazing things. I point at this one spot. Got a lot of little curiosities here to make me go, of the shadow games that are going on. And that they're not aligned with the rest of the shadows I'm seeing. So I better turn this one off. Because I'm just getting, I'm going to leave it there. That'll be this the intro and the outro will be that pick. So we do got chem bombs going off. We do have accumulations that are going to be quite high. I'm going to give you your weather plan. Compliments of the... See, they made the spinner off your coast. See, they had to make that thing. This is a big part of this thing here. Yeah, you've seen cut move. Make a spin off. That's what that is. I spun that off. So that this now free to come through. They were all part of the same tendril till just then. So the dynamics of that storm is now over. You could say that thing that just came across Australia is now over. And it ended in a very spectacular fashion with the formation of that cloud. And it's going to scoop the chem and take it over to New Zealand and said, hi, let's not waste this. Left a tendril of something behind over here. Ah, you fucking bastard. You know what they could do now on this day? They could squeeze the bag and bring some of that moisture right back up. Where are they taking it? It shouldn't come in from over there. Everything should be coming from this direction. For all intents and purposes, you should never even catch a fart of them chem bombs again. So don't watch that. Keep your eyes to the west, folks, because it's going to get soggy over Perth and all that. And you're going to have a hell of what looks like a cyclone come ashore on Friday. But will the winds be high enough to call it? What are we going to call this one as it comes ashore? That's the question. I don't think it's high enough. She may be in the 50s. Yeah, nah, it ain't high enough. You do not have a tropical cyclone. You have a tropical storm. And while this is all EMF blasted, you just see the big bzzz that came over here. That big ring you guys are sending me, that's a huge blast off of Xmas. And it made a very predictable convection. These are your winds. I'm just going to go back with the rains that are coming across. Tazzy, I'll shot to show you separate. If I could do this. I do it like this. You know where you are. Watch. I can kick back and do things like, I think it's wrong to be a perv. I think it's wrong to not see them and hide them from your friends. Hashtag expose that 28. I think if we have them all visibly justiced on Hangman's Noose, that would be great. Let's all hang out, have a hangout in front of Government House Gate B. If you go there, I think maybe, Ruby, you will see. Well, so heroes come in many shapes and form. And when Grandma and Grandpa show up at the door, you know you've been warned. Someday a rolling pin can be the place of a piece of chalk. And well, there's better things in life than sit on your ass and gawk, as the chem bombs are always going on be on display until you stop and go to some various government house and say, hey, listen to me, you twats, and expose them 28. Put a hashtag in front of that, and you know you're doing great. I came up with this song off the top of my fucking head. If you do not like it, go have a meeting and block me instead, because I don't care what you think about Robert Deutsch. I think exposing the perverts is more important, and I damn sure have my voice. That's right. Hashtag exposed to 28. Chem bombs suck. It sucks so many things. When they warm a storm and send it to Antarctica and say, hey, look, the ice melts and you're getting a late season snowstorm in some place. And Colorado's ski season starts early. Hey, isn't that great? Yeah, man, the 17s are about to get some snow. Hey, AJ, polish up the sled. You and John can have some fun. Yeah, that's my son. His son. That's right. I've done it. Uh-huh. I could look my grandson in the eye, could you? He asked me what you did. What you do, Grandpa? I said, I did it. That's why we won the war. They did it because that's why they won the war. That will be your answer, isn't it? Because if they're doing this to you, it's war. If they chemical attack your skies without your permission, it is war.
If you go to ask government to, hey, listen to me, and turn on a microwave to you because just singing a song and dancing in front of a place is now considered violence, and the police turn on a microwave and burn you. Hey, come here and sing Amazing Grace, and use microwaves on you. Leave a lane open on your highway so we could drive down with the military with an L run on it. And kids got burnt on the back of their heads. They never made it to Canberra and they got burnt. And on this day here, you got a bit of snow. This is going to change the dynamics of the storm across the center here. As it adds this cold air here, you're going to get a sudden low pressure. Can automatically develop. But I think the frost line is going to go up probably about as high as my middle finger. My middle finger is definitely pointed over here sometimes. In my mind, I'm giving the finger to Canberra. And various other ones. Do, do, do. Can you see my fingernails shine? Yeah. Smell it. It's your behind. You know what? What a bunch of monkey smelling fingers falling off people. They don't even fall off after they smell it. Can I smell my other one? Can I smell yours? I'm the government scam. Don't be swallowing the lies in the blue dupe juice. Don't be not noticing that the blue and yellow here is trying to get you to you. If they want you to hate a different country, this could be red and green the next day if that's what the flag happened to be. I noticed a sudden change in the graphic around the time they wanted us to war Crimea. I started noticing a change in the fashion colors on the shelves as you want to love a flag of a guy in a country. I've never been able to confirm a war on visible satellite. I've even done a video that says, where's the smoke? During the first war, I see nothing. This is what the Twin Tower looks like. When one building's burning, where's this war? I don't see it. I've kind of walked you through your week, and as we get here to Thursday, here comes another event. And this is the event that's going to fuck New South Wales and Queensland. It will. This is going to be bad. This and this is going to meet, and when the twain meet, it's going to be bad. It's going to happen about 3-4 days after the 5th here. So you go about 7th or 8th. Right in here, depending upon which state you're, whether you're in the vunt or the cunt. Right, don't matter. That's the vunt, and here you just getting cunted, right? I mean, you guys got totally banged. I ain't never seen so many different oppressive laws get test driven and by people that took it in my life. That took it. A mandate is not a law. Learn this. You go along with it, kind of like voluntarily, or you don't. And well, any police officer makes you go up with that. Yeah, you'll get off of any of the fines in court. But meanwhile, behavior got changed. Some hellacious winds are going to come for you that day, New Zealand, as you get a big late winter along this coastline. Yeah, you guys thought it was weird having it the season you did. You're about to have another weird snow come. Yeah, just geoengineering is every season. Being able to blow up big storms like this and even spit each one of these as a cell, one after the other, to make a line that's easy to push. Smaller one, bigger one, bigger one, bigger one. You can make a hell of a plow with a lot of leverage on it. And think about lever arms and things like this as we get into dynamics and how you can use EMF to sweep a storm in a certain direction. Hey, you didn't think you was going to get this one tonight, huh? What's up, Doc? Evidently, I'm the year of the rabbit. They changed me. I thought it was the dragon. You know, on those menus, they used to tell how old you are to see if you're old enough to drink. You say, hey, I'm the year of the, I'm not old enough to drink. I better pick the next one. Yeah, they changed all that. What happened with that? I like being the year of the rabbit. Anyhow, better. Yeah, that makes more sense. I'm the year of the wascally wabbit. So 64 is not just the year of the rabbit. It's the year of the wascally wabbit. Yeah. What's up, Wath? I'm the Elmer Fudd. When he went full retard, he turned into the rabbit. Boy, he was good at it. I have to find that cartoon. I'd like to actually have a print of that out. That'd be a good poster. What's up? Suck my cock. You know, I do something a bit different. Hey, I dropped a pig. Hey, pick up that $1. Whammo. You know? Yeah, this is gonna be a good day. When this one makes it here, with the dynamics from here, with these pressures here, and these temperatures here, this ain't gonna fucking go well. Alright, this trough is kicking it down. Kicking it down in this direction. Right, this is going to be whammoing all this into here, feeding, and this is going to be fierce. It's running up to a bit of a block here because the lean and the bubble up of this. So this is going to have a tendency to stall. It has to spit its main and cause a second vortex. It has to. So expect that. It's a dipole, man. It just has to. The dynamics of these two side bubble ups will pinch a piece. One piece will get sucked down here briefly, and these will go high. and they'll form quite a block where their pressures are more equalized towards each other. I'd expect that these two may even briefly go 27, and then to move it this way, you got to go 28 high here, then 26 high there, and then the numbers will move. It's numbers game, man. If this was lottery, man, I'd make a fortune. Yeah. Look how hot it is over South America. All the way down through the whole thing. Oh, come on. Bzz, they got fried. That's a big frying. And there's some cold coming down here. And you guys are going copping in Texas. You see that heat coming up there, meeting that there? You guys are fucked. I see late tornado season coming from you. Possible some blizzard conditions in the high mountains. So if you were planning to make the crossover to divide, you might want to do it now. Because the possibility of that thing getting closed early this year is high. And when that closes early, it disrupts trade and, global warming. The price of your stuff goes up for Christmas. Excellent for somebody, not so excellent for you. Bastards. Bastards. Bastards, bastards, hashtag expose the 28. If you don't look that thing right up, I don't think you're great. I want to think you're great. Are you great? Great. Hashtag expose the 28. Be great. Look it up. Be there, be squares. Because every country's got that 28 to expose. I guarantee you, and there's more than that. Do we know who they are? Oh, fucking hell yeah. We just wanted exposed properly, so the justice can become visible. We ain't talking in a Gitmo cell and you see the guy walking around later. I'm talking like there's their grave. Wow, wasn't that day great in the public square? I never heard the sound of an axe like that before. You know, that's what I'm talking. They'll give you the axe in a minute on a job. Okay, I gotta say, as this thing's gonna come roaring through here, Tazzy, you're gonna have a bad day. All right, this is today. And it's very, very windy. It's going to be very dangerous out here in these islands. The brunts and the waves and the erosion on the front half here of Curry Island, not going to be good. Not good at all. This is a bad day for wildlife, for the shorelines here. You're going to be watching our tides. Though you might not get the rain totals, the winds and the waves are going to be a factor along these coastlines. So be very, very careful in your travels on high-sided vehicles. Got to say that. Right? You ain't got to go nowhere on a day when it's really stormy. Don't. You got a good book? Remember those? You curl up and read. What if the power goes out? Go yay. An EMF-proof day in my house, finally. Yeah, then you get a nap. You'll have a really good rest, or an actual one that does you healthy. Where you can have some good REM sleep. If you ain't got good REM sleep, I recommend Man on the Moon by R.E.M. That's a good one. Because if you believe they put a man on the moon, you'll believe that's a glitch. You'll believe that's just natural. And you know what else you'll believe? You'll believe Higgins. And with all that said, I think I've shown you your forecast. My voice is gone. If you care to support my work, you could do so. Just find my wall or find out. There's people being flooded out, losing their home. I ain't putting no link on no funding on this. These people going to get this coming ashore today. They're going to want to know which neighborhoods are going to flood. Fuck if I know, Mac. But I'll tell you what. I'll give you a good look a little later on. Okay, maybe I'll do one of those ones like I do where I talk and I say just ask me. You know what that means? What if you wanted to ask me? Anything. You want to ask me a rumor? Ask me. You want to ask me how to make that cloud like I just so? Ask me. Just ask. And if I know the answer, I'll say, yeah, I do. And if I don't, I'll say, let's find out the answer to this together. Because we want to know something. But let's find the real answer. Let's sort the bias on things. And yeah, Mr. Hood, I challenge you for your head. I somehow didn't get to hear you talk because I would have been in the audience. In somebody's phone, I would ask you one question. What the fuck are you thinking? You're going to switch sides and we're going to forget you said it wasn't real and you're going to find another in? I don't trust you anymore. I challenge you to the chemtrail debate that you refused to talk about in Harvey Bay tonight. You would not talk about geoengineering in any way, shape, or form. I challenge you to convince me I'm wrong. Chemtrails are real. I'll bet you my blinder's hat you see me wear live for your drover. Put your hat on your line. I don't want the money where your mouth is. Put your hat on the line. Yeah, I challenge you. I was going to be there tonight. You got wind of that, didn't you? Yeah, I know. I see you hobnobbing pictures. That's why I put that on my wall, folks. Yeah, I'm going to hop in. Yeah, he made it quite clear. It's okay. So I'm making it quite clear that he made that like he won't discuss it, right? I'm at the table. I got my coffee cup in my hand right now. Graham Hood, chemtrails are real. Convince me I'm wrong. I'll bet you my Peaky Blinder hat against your drover. I sure hope it fits because I will win that hat. Or you're going to chicken out because I will not let you switch sides again on the last minute. I know how psyops work. I don't trust you. You you laughed up chemtrails at a time people were dying from them. I don't forget such things. Just because you stood next to a scumbag doesn't mean you're one. So I will never call you that. I gave you benefit of a doubt, so I'm not calling you that yet. I'm calling you now out for a challenge to convince me I'm wrong. Qantas pilot, you better have all your blueprints ready because I've got copies of the blueprints of your planes. I'm going to test you. Uh-huh. Know your topic much? I do. I don't have to prepare for mine, actually. I could do it right now. So, feel free to, if you want to do a quick live. I know where you are. You can feel free to turn the thing on. I'll be happy to do this. Hey, Rod, you can hand your phone and we can do a double live anytime. Convince me I'm wrong. I challenge you. That's why I put that on here. You guys got to know me better than that. Come on. I know who every one of the fucking groups are. They shy from me. They run from me. They do. They won't interview me in the news. I'll own them. Why? Because I know how that's made. And the science on what I just said is untrollable. They'll say, he don't know what he's talking about, but they can't tell an individual thing I said it was wrong. They'll never fact check away my science. They'll only say that my opinion don't match theirs. My opinion's not coming out of their... Well, I should say like this. Unless their opinion comes out of your mouth, you're wrong. That's fucking wrong. And this is very right to do. Cherry Barrett, thank you. Thank you to the others that sent pictures. And big love to you all. Stay safe. Peace out.